Hi, my chocolate drops. Welcome to another episode of my Ramadan Iftar series. Those of you that don't know, Iftar is the meal we eat after we break our fast during the Ramadan season. Somebody said I need to be louder in my video, so this is me attempting to be a little clearer and louder for you guys. Okay, cooking every day is not the easiest thing ever, and today was one of the days where I was just so tired. So I'm keeping it simple, but I'm also making something that I know that my husband really likes. First thing I did was boil some eggs because I'm making palm oil stew. I also went ahead to wash my mackerel fish, which we Nigerians call Titus. Salted that lightly, and then I put it in the air fryer to fry. I wanted to make sure that everything was ready for when I'm about to fry my stew. So my husband is one of those few people that I know that prefer rice and beans to jollof rice. Like, he would choose rice and beans over jollof rice any day, anytime. And that's exactly what we're making today. Basically, today's meal is very simple. Everything I'm making is quick and easy. This took me about an hour, 30 minutes. I started by boiling my beans first because that takes longer to cook. And then I prepped my pepper mix. I am using my blender today, and I always like to add excess water to this whenever I want rough blend. I poured it through the sieve to get all the water out, and don't worry, I am going to use that water that I'm getting out. Chopped up a wicked amount of onions because I love to cook with onions. Then I went to prep my goat's meat because I'm actually making goat's meat pepper soup. So all the side dishes that I usually make, he will eat during sahur, which is the early morning meal. Threw my clean goat meat into my pressure cooker, added some pepper soup spice, salt, seasoning powder, ginger and garlic, some of that blended pepper, some onions that I chopped up, and then that water that I sifted out of my blended pepper, I added it to the pot. I gave this a good mix and then I covered it, and you just let it sit and it'll cook for about an hour. I quickly went ahead to check up on my beans, which was already getting soft, so I added the rice into it. Remember to put salt and then cover that. After that, it was time for me to fry my palm oil stew. Whenever I'm making fried stew, I love to be generous with my oil. Please, if you don't like oil in your stew, add the amount that you like, because I know there's somebody under this comment that will tell me that this is too much oil. Personally, Abib loves when he can see oil on top of his stew, and that's exactly how I make it for him. Seasoned my stew to my liking. I added my fried fish and boiled eggs, gave it a good mix, and that was how quick and easy it was for me to make my fried stew. This is the perfect type of stew to pair with rice and beans. Talking about rice and beans, mine was cooked already, so I turned off the stove. Fried some plantain because my husband is also obsessed with plantains. The last thing I made was my mocktail of the day. I squeezed some fresh orange juice earlier in the day, added some ice into my glass cup. I put some peach syrup in the bottom, then I poured my freshly squeezed orange juice onto it, threw in a few slices of fresh oranges, and that was how easy it was for me to make my mocktail. That was our iftar meal for the day. Quick and easy, took me less than 2 hours. That's it, chocolate drops. Bye.